Hello viewers and welcome to part 4 of our Forza 5 coverage and part 2 of our Dan Greenwater interview. Let's jump in and hear Dan tell us more.
About 4 years ago, we started working with the platform team on the Xbox One. Didn't have the name Xbox One yet, but we were working on what would be the new generation. And the platform team was asking, what do you want as a core game development team? What do you need in this next box? And we thought about 1080p resolution, 60 frames per second, having architecture that would allow us to do that more easily. Having big games, making streaming less of an issue. We talked about things like the cloud. And the cloud was an area that I thought was a new area to explore creatively, the likes of which we really hadn't seen in many, many, many years. So instantly I was already automatically thinking about Drivatar. It's an idea that we had in the original Forza Motorsport. But to me, I thought there's a new way to take this. Think about big data. Think about what's happening in search engines. Think about the business intelligence a lot of companies are bringing to bear to sell people products. Well, I think we could actually make that a system for good. Make that a system for entertainment. If we could look at the data, look at the way that people drive, take all that data, same way we did in the original Forza Motorsport. It was data, it was information, it was your line, it was how you followed the line. Put that up into the cloud and have the cloud just think on it. Put together your data and my data. Look at my data and figure out new ways of training the Drivatars. It would be an adjusting system that we don't tune. It's self-adjusting. It's self-tuning. It's always growing. So that's cool on two levels. One, the system will just get better and better and better, but also it evolves with you as a person. So your Drivatar is always evolving. Now, once we had that idea, that was a great way to use the cloud, but we want to make it something that would be really fun. So having the Drivatar race, even when you're not online, it's always racing to your stay. And when you play single player, your friends, your family Drivatars are coming into your race with their liveries, with their cars. It makes it so you're never racing alone. You're racing against your friends and family, even in single player. When you log back in, you get in-game credits for the way that your Drivatar drove offline. All of that comes together to use cloud in a way that is very, very tangible for the player because it changes gameplay. Having opponents that drive like humans, that really changes the way gameplay goes. But that's just the tip of the iceberg with what cloud can do. It's processing. We've got processing in the cloud. We can't just offload things, I guess you'd say synchronously, because we can't count on the bandwidth coming out of the back of your box to be always fantastic. But the thing we can count on is if we can dump the packets, if we can dump the data in the cloud can think on it harder than any one box could. Any number of boxes can. It can really bring a lot of processing to bear. So things like Drivatar, machine learning, that's a great place to look. But even if you're trying to bake down light maps, if you're looking at complex fluid dynamics, honestly, there's a lot we could do in simulation where the cloud's just the tip of the iceberg. The other thing is Drivatar itself is a concept that works not just in racing. It could work in first-person shooters and adventure games, anywhere where you want to have your friends come into your world and not just act like different versions of AI, but actually act like your friends, have humanistic behavior. This idea could continue to evolve, and that's actually what I'm hoping to see. Forza Motorsport 5 is a full Forza Motorsport game. Now, I think that's kind of a silly thing to say, that's what people expect. But I want to reassure people that this is a big game. It's got all new physics, it's got amazing graphics, it's got great multiplayer, and it's got the things I've talked about with opponents. But on top of that, it's got hundreds of cars. It's got great tracks. We just unveiled that Spa for the first time will be in Forza Motorsport. We've got the return of Laguna Seca. So, does this mean it's going to be the biggest Forza ever? No. But does it mean it's going to be an absolutely epic and fantastic Forza? Yes. We're not compromising on this. It's just that things got bigger. Honestly, if you think about Forza Motorsport 4, we had 26 cars for Auto Vista, and that was an incredible endeavor to make those 26 cars. But what it did is taught us how to do that, how to do it more efficiently, how to do it in a way that we could bring those talents to bear in the new generation. So now, every car in Forza Motorsport 5 is a Forza Vista car. You can open it up, get up close, see the scratches on the rotors, get some history about that car. And that's the experience we think the new generation should be about. It's about detail, it's about relationships between you and the car.
So some interesting bits and pieces from Dan, especially on Calspan and the tyre data, that kind of area. I mean, it's interesting to hear the development there and just how much there is still to explore in terms of car simulation and finding a balance that gets that right. I'll be exploring more of the physics in the next video as well, and all the assists will be off and it will be clear for everyone to see on the screen as well. So another video coming, and I'm going to explore the physics more and discuss some of my findings, despite how limited the time is. But more from me very soon.